as a result of taxation. And the common mwananchi understands that if we increase taxes, the prices also increase.
Yeah.
But you're saying that it isn't about the taxes. I'm confused there. Clarify on that issue.
Now, for us as business people, because
yes.
if I say it's about the tax as a business person, we will look like we don't want to pay taxes. And as business people, we are committed to pay taxes to our government so that it can be able to run.
Exactly.
The problem comes when how these taxes are administered is not understandable to us, and it is tax that is beyond us paying. And that's what we are talking about. And it's a time that the government really sat down with all the stakeholders to be able to understand. Because when you look at the policies that we have, it's as if the government just considers the big players, the ones that are importing, shipping in and doing the wholesale. They forget about the retailer. And remember that the retailer is the person that is making us, is fueling the country, is the person that is making us always drive around and do what we are doing. The very people in the very rural areas where the big people, the big players cannot be able to play. So you look at the policies that are being made, you realize that nobody is considering the small player. We as independent dealers and the small players, as they would quote us, because small players, we are many. We have a big percentage in the market share, but we are one person, we are individuals. But when we bring ourselves together, we are more than 50%. So we can say as a team, we are big players. We drive this economy. But now let's come to the retailer. When the government puts policies that are just killing this retailer, they give us taxation that is not able to be done. For example, the 8%. Because we as Unipair, what we are really pushing for is that this 8% that we pay for fuel as retailers be roped on top of the lander, where when we buy, the VAT is calculated there. This will be good for the government because there will be no pilferage. You know, fuel, all the fuel that comes into this country comes from one source. We don't farm fuel. We don't. We just get fuel from one source. So the government knows how much fuel we get. And if they can put this tax that they are putting on our level of the 8% VAT on top of the lander, then it will save so many small players from dying. Why so? Because this 8% is not, we are not able to work with it. We are supposed to give a receipt at the point of sale. This receipt we are not able to give as the retailers. Why? When somebody comes and buys fuel, let's say it's a motorbike guy, he's buying at 50 shillings. Today, the margin that we are given by EPRA is 4 shillings for the retailer.
Yes.
4 shillings per 1 litre. And 1 litre is around 175, 180 shillings. So for 180 shillings, you are making 4 shillings. You can imagine for 50 shillings or 30 shillings, how much money you're making. And you're supposed to give an ETR receipt for every person that is fueling. And if you don't give this ETR receipt, do you know what the fine is? The fine is not exceeding 1 million shillings. So depending on the judge that you find that day, you can be fined 1 million shillings for failing to issue a receipt for a person that is fueling that